Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I want to talk about the brand new perfume from Lancôme. This one is called Idôle. And I'm sure you've seen some of the ads with Zendaya. I don't know if it's Zendaya or Zendaya. Anyway, she's beautiful and they have these wonderful ads, and I saw a really nice display downtown at the Bay, so I decided to pick up this perfume. But before we go any further in the video, please take a second to grab your iced coffee or your hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So let's start off by talking about the shape of the bottle because it is quite unusual. It is the thinnest perfume bottle. I didn't know there was such a thing as like the world's thinnest perfume bottle, but apparently we have it here with this perfume Idôle. So on the sides, you have what looks like rose gold metal finish, and it matches the same as the cap. The cap says Lancôme on the side, and the rest of the bottle is clear. The perfume itself, I'm not sure if it's the perfume or the bottle that's this light baby millennial pink. I think it's the perfume because as I've been using it, you can see the bottle is clear. This fragrance is described as a fresh floral. So you have notes of jasmine. So you have rose and jasmine, but they're really not overpowering because I find sometimes with some floral perfumes, you really only pick up on the floral notes, but this one you do have bergamot, which is a citrus fruit, so you do get that crisp fruity scent cutting into the florals, and you also have pink peppercorn, which kind of adds that like not woody, not musky, but just that little extra touch of something that it took me forever to figure out. I kept smelling it on myself and I couldn't figure out what it was. There's also a little bit of vanilla, there's some pear, there's a bit of musk as well. I honestly, when I first smelled this perfume, I didn't really pin it as a floral, fresh fragrance. I honestly didn't know how to describe it. When it's fresh, you really get the floral notes right away, the rose and the jasmine, but that pear and bergamot combination also is there. It cuts the floral scent. It's sweet, but without being too sweet. It doesn't smell like liquefied bubblegum or Skittles. It's sweet without being sugary. I think that's key. There's a really nice balance of the different fruits in the perfume, and it's a nice, refreshing scent. It's not heavy. Some people said that it was similar or familiar to La Vie est Belle, which I have, which I love, but for me, La Vie est Belle is much more decadent. It's more caramel, it's more vanilla, it's heavier. I love to wear it all year round, but I can see how some people prefer to wear it more in the winter. This to me is the fresher, younger sister of La Vie est Belle. When I say younger, I don't necessarily mean an age. It's just lighter and more youthful, and youthfulness has no age. It's just a state of mind. Now, I have been eyeing this fragrance for quite some time. I've known about it for a while, and I've been talking to you guys here either on YouTube or on Instagram about this fragrance, and I really wanted to test it out in person first because I feel like a fragrance is something that for me, I really need to test out on my skin to see how it'll work, because sometimes you read the description of a fragrance and you think it's going to be amazing, and then you get it and it's completely opposite of what you think, or vice versa. You might read a description of a perfume and think that it's not for you, and actually it's amazing on you. The more that I smell it on myself, the more that I do notice the floral presence, but I think it's a very modern floral. We all love number 5. It's a classic for a reason, but we can also say that number 5 smells a certain way. It smells, I don't want to say dated, but we know that it is not from this century. It's a classic for a reason. I love number 5. I have number 5, but it's a floral that is definitely more classic, shall we say. This one feels like a modern floral. It's a bit lighter, it's a bit fruitier, but again, it's not like a bubblegum liquefied sugar candy scent. It does have a nice floral presence. It's just not heavy. You're not hit in the head with floral. It just smells really nice and fresh and clean. I think you could wear this at the office. You could go a bit heavier. You could wear it out. I think this is a really lovely perfume. It smells very clean. Honestly, I think that if you were to smell this on someone or just smell it in passing, I don't think you would be able to dissect the rose and the jasmine and the pear and the bergamot and the pink pepper. I wasn't. I had to do a bit more research and really just like dive into this fragrance to really figure it out. So I really like it because it's a really nice fragrance. It's not super complicated. It's a really lovely fragrance, but I don't think that people are going to guess what it is right away. I don't think people are going to be able to pinpoint it right away. And the jasmine in here is very soft. I find sometimes with me, jasmine can be touch and go. Sometimes it is way too strong and all you can smell is the jasmine. This one has a really nice balance. It smells sophisticated and clean and modern. I think, like I mentioned, this would be appropriate for the office or for really any occasion. You could really make this your classic or signature fragrance. You could wear this for any occasion, I think. This is an eau de parfum, so it is a bit more intense. There is not an eau de toilette available at the moment. I can only imagine that they will expand the line with lotions and shower gels, etc. as time goes on. One thing I would like to mention is that when I picked this up at the Bay, I received this little thing here. It looks like a phone case because the part of the design for the perfume was to make it the thinnest bottle possible, but also to make it look like a smartphone. You know, it has the smartphone shape, and when you're holding it in your hand, it's almost like you're holding a smartphone. So it's very modern in that sense. And this case here is in the shape of a smartphone as well. And what you can do is you can actually place your fragrance in the case. So you could put this in your purse. This is great for travel as well, so it's not gonna bang around, it's not gonna break. You can put this in this case here. I think it's a type of rubber. So if you did want to make this your signature scent, you could travel with this very easily, whether it's travel by plane or if it's just to keep in your purse on the go and just do touch-ups throughout the day. It's really up to you. So there are several formats of the fragrance here. I have the 50 milliliter. This retails at 126 Canadian plus tax. It is an eau de parfum. There's also a 25 milliliter, which is 78 Canadian plus tax. There's also a rollerball, which is miniature. That one is 10 milliliter and that one is 36. This is information that I got off of the Sephora Canada website, but if I go to the Lancôme US website, they also have a 75 milliliter bottle, and that one is 135 US. So the 75 ml and the 50 ml keep the same smartphone shape. The other sizes, the 25 and the 10 ml are all different shapes because they're just, I don't know, I guess like they couldn't maintain the same size or shape for those formats. And when I made my purchase, not only did I receive this little case here, but I also got a travel bag. And it says LANCOME IDOLE on it. So this is nice because, I don't know, it's just nice to keep one of these little bags here just for whenever you're shopping. It's just like, it's good, you can fold it up really easily and then you can just like shop and do whatever and not accumulate like a million plastic bags. And also several of the notes in the fragrance, so the vanilla, the white musk, the rose, the jasmine, I believe maybe one or two other ones, those are sustainably and ethically sourced. And also this bottle here is refillable. Now, I think every format is refillable except for the rollerball, the 10 milliliter, because I don't know if you can actually refill one of those, but these ones here, you can take it back to the Lancôme counter or Lancôme store and they can actually refill this for you. So if you like it, instead of having to throw it away, put it in a landfill, you can actually just refill it and keep the same bottle, which I think is pretty great. I went with the 50 milliliter because I have so many fragrances and I want to keep purchasing fragrances for myself and also for the purpose of this channel to be able to test out and review fragrances for you guys. So for me, it makes more sense to get the smaller format because That way I might actually have a chance of running through it one day. I'm just realizing now that there is a discrepancy on the Lancôme website directly. It describes this fragrance as a fresh floral, and on the Sephora website, it describes it as a classic floral. I'm not sure what the difference is, but it is floral, but again, it's a modern take. It's lighter, it's fresher, it's very clean, it's very feminine. This is a beautiful fragrance. I am so happy that I picked it up. I am so happy with this new release. I think this fragrance is beautiful. It's modern, it's like a modern classic in a way. It's elegant, it's feminine, it's fresh, it's just a really lovely fragrance. I'm very happy with my purchase. And I have to say that this wears really well. I tested this out in store and I sprayed it on my arm, and then that was like mid-afternoon, like around 2 or 3. And when I went to bed around midnight, I was just like sleeping and I could still smell a little bit of the fragrance on my arm. It wasn't overpowering, it wasn't like too much, but I just realized that if I went really close several hours later, I could still smell the fragrance. It wasn't as intense as when I first applied it, but it was still there. So if you're interested in longevity, I think this perfume has it. Again, like it won't be as intense 7 hours later, but it still lingers on the skin, which, you know, it's a pretty good sign. So yeah, that about does it for my video review. I love this fragrance. I think it's beautiful. I love the packaging. I love the rose gold. It's very modern. It's very millennial. I think it's a very modern take on a classic floral scent. It's not too heavy. It's clean, it's fresh, it's feminine. These are all adjectives that I've described before, but I just really like this fragrance. I think it's a wonderful perfume. I strongly encourage you guys to go test it out in store, give it a spritz, see how it wears on you, but I really like this one. I'm really happy with this whole launch. I hope it goes well. I really like it. Who knows if everyone else will, but at least I know that I like this fragrance. I think this about does it for today's video. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this fragrance. Have you tested it out, or what do you think? Are there any other new fragrance launches you would like me to review or test out? Please let me know down in the comments. I think this is all I have for you guys for today. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.